Good morning, Healing Nation. I am Precious, the heart behind God and Broken Pieces, and today I bring you a very encouraging word concerning the broken pieces of loss. Whatever it is that you have lost, the Lord has a word for you today, and it's found in Psalm 126, and I'm going to read it out for us. Restore our fortunes, O God. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dream. Then our mouth was filled with laughter, and our tongue with shouts of joy. Then they said among the nations, "The Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us. We are glad." Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like the streams in the Negev. Those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy. He who goes out weeping, bearing the seed for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, bringing his sheaves with him. That's it, chapter 126 from verses 1 to 6. This is the word that is talking about restoration. I would like to just highlight a couple of things. First of all, sowing is not easy. We see that it is possible to sow knowing that the outcome is going to be beautiful, but still be sowing in tears. It wasn't easy for Ruth when she sowed into Naomi's life. She was going through her own grief, her own disappointments, her own loss, her own restructuring of life. She was going through a lot herself, but she was able to look in somebody's life and see that she can be of value and she can be of benefit. And so she dedicated her whole life to bring aid and ease and comfort in somebody's life while she was actually in need of all of those things that she was giving to someone else. So sometimes we can think that we have nothing left to give. We can think that we have nothing tangible to give. We can think that we have reached the end of ourselves. We can think that life has dealt so treacherously with us, therefore it's the end of us. But we see the tenacity of Ruth here, and the loyalty and the faithfulness and the vision, that she was a woman of vision, that she was able to see that better days will come. And if somebody cannot see that, she will do everything she can in order to make sure that the next person can see what she's seeing with the eyes that are not visible to everybody. She acted out what she was seeing with her own eyes, her vision eyes. She showed up and she sowed in someone's life and became an aid and a hope in their hopeless situation. Without expecting things to turn out the way they did, things turned out the way they did for Ruth. She wasn't thinking that through doing all of that, she wasn't even expecting anything in return. She wasn't even wondering what's gonna come out of it for her. She was just thinking, I can see that this woman has something that I do not have. This God seems to be bigger and better than anything. I'm not going to look at her situation, her life's disposition, but I am going to see it through. She didn't even think, if she has such a wonderful God, then why did this God allow her to go through what she went through? Because sometimes people ask such questions that, oh, she's serving God, but she lost her husband. Oh, she's serving God, but she lost her child. She lost her job. Or he got sick. He died while serving God. But we see very well that the apostles still died, even though they served God, and they died very very sad, brutal deaths. If you think of John being beheaded, if you think of Jesus himself being crucified, she didn't sit in a position of questioning that indeed, if things are like this, if God is alive, if her God is so powerful, where is her God? She seems to be stripped of everything. She seems to be stripped of her husband and 2 sons. And, but she was moved by compassion. She was moved by understanding. She was moved by love. And God honored that. God honored that. She was in a situation where she needed to be weeping herself. She was in a situation where she had also lost something and she was still young. Unlike Naomi, to be widowed at a young age was even more detrimental. The consequences thereof were even more. But she still showed up. Things turned around for Ruth. Things ended up turning out so well, much more than she could ever expected, much more than she could have ever asked for. And as God honored her, her joy was restored, her peace was restored, the love that she thought she had lost was multiplied. Now she was with someone who honored God. God gave her a husband, as if that husband was actually even waiting for Ruth his whole life, because he had never been married. We don't hear that he had had any relationships before. And he understood her situation and took her in just the way that she is. So, I mean, this is supposed to be talking about restoration, but I see it's tending to be like a love story. And I understand why things can go this direction, because we live in an era today where there is so much brokenness around relationships. People have been disappointed. People are experiencing, they're still healing, they are experiencing and living with open wounds. People are angry. People have been mistreated, been abused in so many ways, both men and women. Some have been abused financially, some have been abused emotionally, some physically. All sorts of things are happening and have happened to the most of us. So it would make sense that the Lord will give us a word of restoration today and refer to a relationship. Look at someone's life that was broken. Even though she wasn't necessarily abused, there was a hopeless situation there, especially living in those times and being a widow. It means that you had been in the hands of somebody else, and it didn't seem like there was a redeemer for her. I wonder even whether she thought about being redeemed or anything like that. We don't see here that she had that in mind. It's probably a part of their ways of doing things that she didn't even know about. She wasn't even expecting anything in that regard. But the Lord redeemed her. The Lord is your redeemer, the same way He's going to redeem you and wipe away your tears concerning everything that you have been through, concerning the broken pieces, concerning the things that you thought will never come back together again. He is the one who puts back the broken pieces. He is the one who mends broken pieces. He is the one who gathers fragmented pieces of our lives and heals those broken pieces. He is the potter. It is not possible that He would have created us and not know and not figure out how He can be able to put us back again when we experience brokenness in our lives. So I'm so encouraged that when we go through hardships, sometimes it's difficult to see a better outcome ahead of us, but God sees it. That's what's encouraging me, that God sees beyond what we can see. God sees much more than we can see and comprehend, and He is always trying to get us to see the things the way that He sees them. And these people in Psalm 126 had also gone through hardship. They had lost so much. They had cried a lot of tears, and they were rejoicing that it is when the Lord comes through. It is this when that sometimes causes us to be weak and to be tired in our expectation and in our hope in the Lord. When you don't know when things are going to turn around, and you are saying, Lord, Lord, and crying to the Lord, but when things turn around, when He restores, He makes it better than the first time. When He restores, your restoration is going to be better. When He restores the 10 years that you have lost, He's going to put you 10 years ahead. He's not going to put you where you were when you made mistakes and lost your way. Instead of being 10 years behind, you are going to be 10 years ahead. That's how God fulfills restoration, because He is God. He's not limited by time. When you think that you have been married for 20 years and there has not been a child in your marriage, and He gives you 2 at a time, and He gives you 3 at a time. When you think that everybody else has been getting married And what about you? And he gives you one who will love you and respect you. If you are a man, he gives you one who will respect you and understand you and help you in your walk and in your purpose after you had been through so much and so forth. So when the Lord restores, if we can just hold on to wait for his when, and know that his when will surely come. His when will surely manifest in our lives when the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion. So we are waiting for that when, and I appreciate that they are saying we were like those who dream. It was like, is this my life? Is this me? Is this me? Is the Lord is doing this for me? It doesn't seem real. When you want somebody to pinch you, when you like, it cannot be me. Me? Really? I have given birth to Obed? I never even thought I can be able to do that. And God takes it a step further and makes the lineage of your children part of his purpose. He is God Almighty, and your situations he knows and understands. And those broken pieces perhaps are there to show the beauty that only he can demonstrate. Those broken pieces are there perhaps to show his ability and how much he can do with fragmented things, how much he can do with broken things. So don't despise your situation today and think that it is the end. It cannot be the end when you are still alive. For as long as you are still alive, it will never be the end. The end will come when the author and finisher of your faith says so. It is not the end right now. The end will come when the Lord himself says it's the end. And I hope that you are encouraged by this word. I hope that you are strengthened to know that even though you have been sowing in tears, to know that even though it has been hard, to know that even though you have experienced injustice and unfairness, disappointments and rejections, different types of brokenness, it doesn't matter which part of your life or which part of your body, which aspect of your life is broken. The Lord himself is the mender of brokenness and broken pieces, and he is committed to your restoration. He is committed to you. He is committed to your cause. He is committed to your life. He is committed to your well-being. He is committed to your purpose. He is committed to all things that concerns you and all aspects of your life. He is committed. He is not going anywhere. He is not going anywhere, and he is not going to fail, and he is not going to disappoint you. He is committed to victory in your life. So we thank God for his commitment and everything that he has afforded us. We thank God that in him there is fullness of joy and glory and pleasures forevermore. So may this word continue to encourage you and strengthen you as you go through it yourself throughout the day, throughout the week. Today is Monday, and I pray that we can continue to meditate on the restoration of God concerning all things that we have lost, concerning all things that are broken in our lives, and believe him that things are going to turn around, that things are definitely turning around, that a better outcome is brewing, that Boaz is seeing you, that you are within the vicinity of Boaz. And what I mean by that is not necessarily in relationships, but your restoration. You are within the vicinity of your restoration. Your restoration is here. You are not far from the manifestation of your restoration. Hold on and continue standing on the Lord, and he will show you his salvation. Your joy and peace and identity is restored. Enjoy the rest of your day. This is my prayer for you today, that you are restored, that you will be restored, and that you will realize what is at your disposal and allow God to continue to surprise you and drop your jaw. In Jesus Christ's name. Thank God for the jaw-dropping testimonies. And one of such testimonies is that I fell pregnant before a man could commit to me and say he's taking me as his wife. And so it was easy for him to leave me. And I went through pregnancy and went through parenting only with the Lord. And today I call myself a special mom. And one of those special benefits is that I get to wear earrings that come from my daughter's hands. She made these, and nobody in this world has these earrings at the moment. They are fresh from her hands. She made them. They were made this weekend. So I encourage you to click in the link in the description that will take you to our earring store so that you can be able to see them and get them for yourself and your loved ones. You can style them however you desire. You can wear them however you want with whatever outfit you want. I believe you are, creative enough and stylish enough, and it will be nice to see how you have styled them. But I really thank God that today I come here and show up before you, and you have been looking at these earrings. I know you have been admiring them. So I'm privileged that part of my life, the Lord worked his miracle and he worked his purpose in a way that I never could have planned it, in a way that I never could have expected, in a way that I never could have anticipated. So he is faithful in whatever situation, in whatever thing you are going through. Do not allow people to shame you. Do not allow people to put an end to your life when the Lord has not said it's the end. Please subscribe to this channel, my channel, and share this video and give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment of how this message has impacted you, and share your experience as it relates to restoration and the broken pieces in your life. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of this community. Me and God, we love you and we appreciate you. See you soon. See you in the next video. Click whatever you see next to you, just click so that you can see more of what we are doing, and subscribe wherever the channel thing is it here, is it here? Just subscribe and make sure that, or is it here? I think it's here or here, to make sure that you are in the loop with what we are doing and supporting our work. Enjoy your day and your week. Mwah. Thank you for being here. Restoration is in effect in your life. Remember to subscribe. See you soon.